Hello guys, and welcome back to another one with us, the Review Bros. And yes, it's another budget style pre-workout review. I've got a couple more to do after this and then we're back onto actual fully fledged pre's. But like I said in my earlier videos of other ones I've looked at, I do think they're worth covering because they're going to be on a lot of people's radar, especially newbies. And we want to demystify all of the crap and fish out all of the bad products. So anyway, we'll be covering today Gold Standard Pre-Workout by Optimum Nutrition. Bear in mind it says Gold Standard. So we'll be covering the usuals, taste, price, label and effects, and bringing you the truth. Is it worth picking up? But if you like our videos, please do hit the like button, hit the sub button, tick the bell icon. We drop a few reviews a week and we'd like to think that we do help people out. And hopefully it's entertaining as well. But yeah, let's get into this one. Taste the mixability up first, and we're going to be trying out blue raspberry flavour. I'll throw up on the screen any other flavours it comes in. So from a flavouring standpoint, before obviously I've tried it a few times, but we should be getting really good things here because there's not, without spoiling too much in the label, so there's not too much to mask in the form of ingredients. Oh, mixability. See, this is surprising. The mixability actually isn't as good as I was expecting, considering it's only 11 grams. Like, that's definitely on the low end of a serving amount of a pre-workout. I was a bit disappointed with the mixability. As you can see right there, there's quite a lot at the bottom. Every time I've used it, there's been clumps at the bottom and I can still see them floating around here, and I gave that a good stir for about 30 seconds. So yeah, weird mixability, but let's see how it tastes. The taste is the strong suit here, as expected. It does taste accurate, as it says on the tin. It's a nice sweet flavour. There's no nastiness coming through. It's very unique tasting. I wouldn't say that I've had too many that taste like this, considering it is quite a safe bet flavour of blue raspberry. Yeah, some of my mates have given it a 10 out of 10, you know, the best flavour they've ever had in a pre. I think it's good, but I don't think it's amazing still. But I've tried, obviously, a lot of different pre-workouts, so my expectations of a 10 out of 10 flavour is a little bit different to other people that have perhaps only tried a handful. But anyway, I would give it, as a blue raspberry, I'd give it an 8.5 out of 10. Like, it is good. It is good. It's just not incredibly good. And to be honest, I would expect better, especially from a mixability standpoint. But it's an okay start to review. It's definitely on the nice end of the scale in terms of flavouring. So yeah, it's a good start. Let's move into price. Oh, one more thing though, it is very frothy as pre-workouts go. So if you like your pre's frothy, you'll be laughing here. Okay, price. So we would like to hope that it's a cheap product. Again, I don't want to spoil too much. We will be getting into the label next and the effects obviously. But when you see this type of pre, although it says gold standard, you know, premium and all this kind of theme they like to allude to, cut the shit, it is a cheap pre, right? But anyway, going by Amazon, obviously it's the most applicable place, it's the most universal place for people to get hold of it, so we're going to go by that. You can pick up this 30 serving tub, which is good, 30 servings, for £25, and normally that would be really good, because it actually gets a 9 out of 10 on our pricing scale, where a 5 out of 10 is bang average. Pricing scale measures how expensive pre's are. So yeah, it's very, very well priced for a pre-workout, generally speaking. However, once we break it down and get into it, look at the label, we're actually not getting that much of a good deal. In fact, we're getting shafted a little bit. But anyway, when you break it down, it comes to 83 pence per serving, which, like I say, is good because it does get that 9 out of 10 on the scale. But ultimately, it's going to rely on what we're actually getting in the pre-workout and the real-world effects as to whether that's even worth entertaining to start with. So let's get into it. Okay, label time. So we're getting ourselves an 11 gram serving amount, and we've got a bunch of vitamins up the top, vitamins and minerals, just to help with general bodily function and health, you know, background stuff. Nothing that you're going to feel in an acute way that gets you geared up for training as such. It's just basically filler, for want of a better word. But anyway, we've got creatine monohydrate at 3.4 grams, getting 3 grams of creatine, which is on the lowest end of the daily amount. We like to see 5 grams ideally, but at least we're getting within the realms of clinical. So, all right, fair enough. It's not necessary in pre's, but we don't mind it if it's at least dosed properly. Here, we'll let them off. It's on the lower end, but we'll let them off. Obviously, creatine, it helps with your pumps, power, performance in the gym. It's the most research studied, proven ingredient in the supplement world. So we'll take that. Beta-alanine, 1.5 grams, under half of what we'd like to see. Like to see 3.2. It's an amino acid, helps with endurance when it builds up in your system. Gives you that itchy, tingly sensation. Will it at this dose? Arguable. Maybe minor, which obviously we'll get into in the effects. Citrulline, 750 milligrams. That should help with your pumps and nitric oxide production, but completely pointless at that dose, so we're going to brush past that. It's that offensive. Then we've got acetyl-L-carnitine HCl, 375 milligrams. Again, offensively low dose. Probably won't do anything, but it should help with your focus and fat burning. Pointless. N-acetyl-L-tyrosine, 250 milligrams. Pretty much pointless again, but another amino acid that should help with your focus and mood. Then we have Performelon, 250 milligrams, which just helps with your general endurance and athletic performance in the gym. Again, a very low dose, minimal effect. Caffeine, 175 milligrams, about the same amount as what you'd see in an energy drink. So at least we'll get something from that. That's going to wake you up and get you moving. It's obviously the only stimulant in this pre. Then we've got piperine, which is black pepper extract at 5 milligrams. That's going to help with the absorption of this label. Not that it's necessary because there's not much to absorb. But yeah, so when you break it right down, what are we truly getting? You're getting your caffeine, fair enough. You're getting the mildest amount of beta-alanine that might give you a little itch or tingle here or there, if you're lucky, if that's your thing. Then we've got a bit of creatine as well, which is the lowest end of what you could get away with taking daily. So basically you're paying for caffeine, the lowest end of your creatine daily intake, and a mild beta fuzziness, like I say, if you're lucky. The rest of the stuff in here pretty much is so negligible that if it's doing anything at all, it's doing such a small amount that you wouldn't actually notice it in the real world. And that's just the honest truth. The label is not good. It's also worth cheaper than the price is stating. Although it's only 83p a go, I would want to be paying 30p a go for that, honestly, guys. And I don't doubt you could probably get this pre cheaper than what I've stated on Amazon if you really did look around. But like I say, that's the general place that most people are going to get it from. And of course in stores, because they're available in your typical food store like Sainsbury's, Tesco, Morrison, places like that. But anyway, I digress. Let's just get into the effects. Okay, real world effects, let's get into it. And I've used this one a surprising amount of times, mainly as like an energy drink pick-me-up, something for smaller body part days, like a quick shoulder day or arm day, or, things like that, where I don't want to get my head blown off. And the only reason for that is because there's not many pre's that actually have a caffeine amount this low. So if you want to actually say there is one positive of this pre, that probably would be it. But anyway, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Like I say, I've used it a surprising amount, a good half a dozen or more times. So let's start off like we always do with the beta-alanine. Can you feel it? Extremely mildly. I got a mild amount of heating sensation. I don't think I got a tingle though or an itch. So if you are super susceptible to beta-alanine, you might feel something. If you're pretty normal like myself, you might feel a bit of fuzziness, but it's so mild, it's almost not there at all. So that could be a positive or a negative for if you like beta or not. Caffeine, like I stated already in the label section, it hits similar to an energy drink. So you get obviously you do get an energy boost. It'd be a bit of a worry if you didn't even get that from the caffeine. And it lasts about an hour and a half, and then it's gone. There's no peaks, troughs, or nastiness where the energy is concerned, so at least it does have that in its favour. It feels healthy. And that's your lot. So yeah, energy drink level energies. No offence there in terms of like negatives, like I said. So focus, basically non-existent. Of course you'll get some from the caffeine, but you're not getting anything else. Like I said, everything else is so underdosed you won't get anything from it. So focus is basically a non-factor. Pumps, again, pretty much a non-factor again, because the only pump ingredient they've got in here is so underdosed it won't do anything at all. So like I said already, what you're paying for is a bit of beta-alanine the lowest end of your creatine daily intake, and a caffeine kick similar to an energy drink. So yeah, it's so basic. I would want to be paying half of the asking price. I'd want to be paying £12 for this tub. So yeah, guys, it really is a bit of a joke of a pre, especially from a brand who apparently prides themselves on, you know, being the gold standard, and it's on all the shelves. And I understand it's for beginners. You know, I'm not stupid, but I do think they could have made it clinically dosed, affordable, and still be suitable for beginners. Just because it's for beginners isn't not an excuse to underdose it to the high heavens and cut corners and overcharge people for what you're offering. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents. It's just a shame. It is just a shame, because I bet there's so many people that buy this. You know, they're obviously quite a profitable company, and it's just a shame that people are investing all their money in companies like this that are just shafting people. Because like I said, most of that label is not going to do anything. So I would have to say, unfortunately, avoid it, because there are pre's out there that are just as cheap or maybe slightly more expensive, but way better, just way better. Clinically dosed, you know, you'll get your pump focus and your energy from it, which is the 3 things we look for. Here you're only getting 1 of those things. Just disappointing. So yeah, I do think that is everything. If I was Optimum Nutrition, I'd go back to a drawing board. I'd pull some of these ingredients out, up the dosages, fiddle with things, basically just redo it. And they do know what they're doing. They're not dumb. They're just choosing to do this underhanded corner cutting tactic, and that's just the route they've gone down, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, that is everything. Let me know if you've used it down below. You know, what other pre's do you want to see us review on the channel? All the usuals. And as always, stay stimmed, but just not on this one.